That wasn't too difficult. Let's not announce our presence.
Should you weary of your work, you might consider a career in unlawful entry. Your expertise exceeds that of a cat burglar.
I believe I hear snoring.
Pipe down, then. Our advantage will be lost.
I heard a distinct clink. We've likely lost the element of surprise. I'm an idiot, Watson.
Nonsense, Holmes. Perhaps it didn't fall far from the door. If he hasn't heard us before now, that noise won't alert him. Gentlemen, I was resting my eyes. I didn't...
Stay where you are, Mystery. Speak when spoken to and keep your hands in view. Major Mystery, I am Sherlock Holmes.
Were he here, I'm sure Mystery, that's Misteray, would excuse your common mispronunciation of his name. I am Jeremiah M. Story, an acquaintance.
If you like, why not Jose Ray Martin? Never mind. Offal by any other name smells the same.
Your speech, Mr. Holmes, is as offensive as your presence is unwanted. To what do I owe this unorthodox intrusion?
To crime, you scoundrel. Your crimes and those of your despicable surrogates have brought me here. Your insidious scheme has unraveled completely, Mr. A. Will you confess your part in it?
I would deem your declaration to be less than worthless if I knew what you were talking about.
Your plan to sell Professor Dewar's formula to von Bismarck is ruined. Your client has killed himself, and his copy of the formula is seized. The crimes committed to support your plan have failed. I'm about to tie an adamantine knot around a large and cruel conspiracy, and you are the rope. Plain enough?
Talk is cheaper and your time less valuable than I had imagined. Are you trying to cause a hernia? Bad luck. I'll have to retrieve that later.
What are these fish?
Aurora and Borealis, fascinating creatures. They're Amazonian piranhas, the world's most predacious and voracious characines.
Suitable companions for you, I'm sure. You share artistic tastes with the depraved photographer Hargrove.
Whoever that is, presumably it is not a crime to appreciate great art.
No, but it is the other side of lawful to possess it without the benefit of a bill of sale.
I'll tell Mystery you were concerned.
Where is the key for this drawer?
I have no idea. I don't believe Mystery keeps anything in there.
A locked drawer with nothing in it? I don't think so. Empty your pockets. You are many things, Mr. A, but not slovenly, I think.
My name is Story. Why do you address me incorrectly?
What can your name matter? However you call yourself, you are certainly a villain. How long has the aquarium been here?
I have no idea. It's not mine, as I've said. You are not quite as bright as I've been led to believe, Mr. Holmes.
I won't be distracted by puerile insults.
I merely state an opinion. Such chicanery is beneath me.
Nothing is beneath you. You are the sort of contemptible outlaw who coerces others to do his bidding, a completely amoral puppet master. And I will stop at nothing to destroy you and your agents.
I have nothing more to say to you, Holmes. Call in the hobnailed boots if you wish. My solicitor will deal with them. A photograph of incomprehensible chemical notations. Fascinating to someone, I am sure, but not to me.
You recognize Colonel Merlendorf? Yes, I can see you do.
A fop with a beard. Never laid eyes on him.
Did I mention that Merlendorf died in his army uniform? The Lord Chief Justice takes a dim view of treason.
The Prussian can hardly corroborate your wild charges.
The game is up, Mr. A. Give me the man called Skerritt, and you might save yourself from his fate, which is certain execution.
You are not the police, and even if you were, you've nothing that will stick to the Major. Twist and turn as you will, you have no proof of anything. Give it to the coppers, see what they say.
I can see you don't fear the police. But I won't confine my report to them. I am not without contacts in the underworld. I'll circulate the story that you betrayed the Prussian for profit. I'll make you an international renegade and a pariah among your own kind.
Were I the person you seek, you might double-cross me anyway.
You'll have to trust me, won't you? Were your dealings with the Prussians simply a matter of money?
Matters of money are rarely simple, but I am unacquainted with any Prussians.
I believe this room will prove you a liar. For one who claims no knowledge of scientific notation, you seem well up on your maths.
The books are Mystery's. He is not without certain mathematical interests.
A man of many talents is Major Mystery. I believe we've only scratched this miscreant's surface, Watson. How do you find the mastermind of this criminal enterprise?
Appearances must be deceiving, Holmes. He looks like my estate agent.
Do not underestimate him, Watson. The range of this conspiracy is decisive proof that behind the tranquil facade lives a malignant brain. He commands a network of thugs and vulnerable dupes. No crime is too great for their collective contemplation and execution. In every man's misfortune, he sees an opportunity to do harm. Shoot him if he tries to leave, Watson.
That's hardly likely, is it, Holmes?
Incarceration may seem to him the proverbial fate worse than death. Prison would curtail his activity, and the authorities could not provide the protection to which a man with enemies is accustomed. Remember, however he seems, he is a desperate adventurer, a cynical, unprincipled fiend.
Not an attractive specimen, then.
Hold him in contempt, Watson, but do not depreciate his capacity for evil or for harm.
I'm sure we need none of that at 221B.
It may be evidence.
Of what? Those who live in glass houses.
I take your point, Watson. Like an East End doss house, this entire affair reeks of drugs.
Tilt on, Mr. Holmes. That's not illegal. In any case, I'm just a visitor here.
Perhaps I can make you sorry that you've extended your stay.
You've already accomplished that modest goal.
Have you lost your mind, Holmes? Control your temper. You'll only mutilate your hand. That glass is specially hardened. Couldn't break it with a hammer.
I will have that trident, Watson.
You are cruel, Mr. Holmes. Poor, defenseless creatures.
It is typically repulsive and perverted that you reserve your sympathy for things vicious by nature, rather than inclination. Look here, Watson. Evidence, so dear to the heart of Scotland Yard. Are you still smug, Mystery?
I think so little of your acumen, let alone your evidence. Silence will serve me best. None of those things can be tied to me.
I don't wonder you've lost your voice. All your plans have now gone south. Your attempt to compromise British security has failed utterly.
What have you found, Holmes?
Enough to cook a very tough goose. German currency, a wad of fibers, and the photographic negative of Dewar's formula. This string is played out, Mr. A. Where is the scurrilous composite of Lord Lawton and Princess Alexandra? Does Vincent Scarrett have it?
You continue to allude to matters about which I have no knowledge.
My eye, I'm sure you've insulated yourself from direct involvement in these several crimes. As you won't give up, Scarrett, we'll let Scotland Yard and your underworld colleagues sort it out. I'll parcel out the details in my own manner. The report will not show you in good light.
Vincent is like a son to me, Mr. Holmes, but I'm truly mortified by these vile allegations. If he has wandered beyond the bounds of good judgment, and it appears from what I've seen and heard that he might have done, I could hazard a guess about where he might be found, providing Lestrade and the others you mentioned may be kept out of this.
I'm listening, Mr. A. Naturally, I will have to test your veracity.
A nasty den on the river is his favorite haunt. The place has a nautical name. Vincent's a bit rough on the margins, with a few unfortunate habits.
Your appraisal is too modest. He is in fact a brutal killer, a cruel extortionist, and an unredeemable villain.
That as may be. But you'll discover he's as docile as a house cat. I warn you. Any calumny against me will fall on deaf ears. He may turn mute.
I will find his tongue. I'd venture there are a multitude of crimes recorded in this ledger.
Perhaps, but what little is legible is incomprehensible.
Mycroft might find it diverting. He subscribes to Poe's notion that there is no enigma that human ingenuity can construct, that human ingenuity, with proper application, may not resolve. The connection between Skerritt and Pratt is finally clear, Watson. They were opium eaters.
Indeed? I didn't see it. I don't see it still.
Hargrove saw it, and Lloyd Jones smelled it. The two met, smoked, and shared secrets common to their addiction. Unbeknownst to Pratt, Skerritt was trawling for information, and he hooked it.
You mean he learned that Pratt was a ministry clerk with access to sensitive documents?
Yes. He learned all about Mycroft's ministry committee. The foibles and frailties of the members would be well known to Pratt, especially Lawton. They would be fine topics for conversation.
So Skerritt coerced him to steal the formula with something he learned during their sessions. What might they have had on him?
Debts? Evidence of unethical or immoral behavior? Perhaps they threatened him with death or mutilation. I've been gathering wool, Watson. I had this information and didn't put it together. You stay here. I will see Skerritt in his den, or know the reason why.
Will you go alone?
Hold on. I thought our business was completed. I've given you Vincent.
You were mistaken. Skerritt is a servant, and you are his master. He can do everything for you except serve your jail sentence.
Easy, Holmes. Haste makes waste, or whatever cliché might bring you to your senses. Let's bring Lestrade into this now.
Do you think Skerritt will simply slink away as the net closes around him? The man is capable of anything, and he tried to kill my brother.
Your zeal has overcome your judgment. Don't be rash in your rush for revenge. If you go to that den as you are, you'll come to harm.
Don't fear. I will travel incognito, but I must take my chances alone. He must not get wind of all that has happened. Guard Mr. A. Watson. Farewell. We shall meet again.